Hello, everyone. My name is Aswim. Welcome to the conversation today. I have Mr. Gaudaman Jodhilingam, who's a global CISO, and he is also head of IT for his organization. Today, we will be having the conversation about the change in IT management, the big leap in IT management, more towards the observability. So before I start this conversation, I would like to invite Mr. Jodhilingam. Sir, can you please give us a brief introduction about yourself, your journey? Over to you, sir.
Hey Ashwin, hi everyone. Thanks for the opportunity. Ashwin, great to be here. And just to give a small introduction about myself, I've got 20 years of experience in this domain. I've been leading many initiatives inside my organizations as well. Um, I've been associated with Latent View for 12 plus years right now, and great journey for us so far. And to give a small introduction about Latent View as well, Latent View is a global analytics firm. We cater to Fortune 500 companies. We solve business problems for our customers. We use our mathematical skills, our analytical skills, and we leverage technology to bring business outcomes. That's what we have been doing it.
Superb. So during your journey of all these years, you must have gone through or seen in person a lot of changes, a lot of technological changes, a lot of user perspective changes. So today, as we are going to talk about more towards the IT management perspective, I have this topic in my mind that the full stack observability for accelerating the value of ITops. So first thing first, to put this in a perspective, when I remember when I was small after passing my college, uh, even I can remember that going into banks to do a DD or do any kind of activity, I have to walk into the bank. But now you see, like to even I go to the vegetable shop, I can do UPI. A big change for the user perspective.
Yeah.
But this easy thing that we do today, it has a big transformation of IT in the past. Like that, today, if you see the IT environment, it's very complex. It has physical, it has virtual, it has cloud, it has IoT, it has so many things into it. So, this diverse IT that we have today with so much of complexity, that is somewhere because of this journey of digital transformation. So, if I say right now, today in 2024, this transformation is not in the morning, it has come to the afternoon. I'm pretty sure it's not in the evening stage. So as the time is going on, we all, the organizations, the businesses, they have to adopt this digital transformation. But when we do this digital transformation, it also brings a lot of challenges, IT challenges when I say. So how do you see these challenges? What kind of challenges it brings to IT when we adopt digital transformation?
Hey, great, Ashwin. That's a fantastic question. See, every other organization is leading many digital transformative initiatives. During the course, we have to understand, ever since COVID has been there, um, hybrid environment and remote work culture has been a kind of norm where we have to encourage and we have to adopt it as well. By
Right.
doing this, there are a lot more challenges which is being faced by the organization, both in terms of helping them in terms of connectivity, and then another important aspect is about security as a lot more footprints, and how are you going to safeguard it, right? So that is something which is important. So to my perspective, I will touch base on security, but then what I thought in my view is about first is all about integration. Say, for example, you got a modern new age cloud kind of management, and then we also got a legacy things where organization has been evolving. They've been doing it for a while. So how do you integrate these things? While you integrate these things, systems should be in place. It should be very seamless. Data should flow in. So there are a lot more things which is there.
Now, that brings me to the second question that I have in my mind, that these challenges, along with all these transformation that we had the legacy things, we have the people, the employees which are adopting the new technology along with the traditional things that they had been experienced with, hands on with, how it is going to be seamless for them, the transition, what kind of things they have to do this seamless transition from the legacy way to this modernized IT, to make sure the IT is stable and future proof.
Great. And that's a great question as well. See, while they take these kind of initiatives into the organization, especially when you want to achieve certain things in a very quick manner, I would honestly say organization can look forward, or they can look into kind of solutions as integration, iPaaS, integration platform as a service. That is one of the important thing, because while you want to integrate with many other applications, not every other application is designed for that. Rather, we can use a middleware kind of thing, or you can use these kind of services where your connectors are already built in, or data has already been mapped all together. You can use those things, and then you can make a very simple job of integrating it. That is number one. And then number two, from a perspective of security, um, every other solutions, every other applications need to be authorized and scanned. And that is what in the security world of things we talk about zero trust as an approach. Every other packet is kind of authorized, like how you go to airplane or flight. Before that, they have got enough, though they are aware that this is the person who is going to travel, but then they have got enough controls to check and how they perform their activities. Likewise, if you also have the same kind of zero trust principle in adopting these technologies, so that you can build your digital transformation applications or initiatives in a more secure way.
Great. So I take this as actually a challenging thing again. That means uh, not just adopting new technology, even the transition is going to be challenging. So ultimately, I think we have to equip our teams well with certain tools for the security aspect, because it's not humanly possible. So we have to have
Yeah,
some sort of tools to help them, help the IT team.
yeah, yeah.
All right. So that let's move on to my other question, which is like these changes that we see, the transformation on all these technologies. What kind of trends or the technologies that you see is showing promising value, in the sense of, uh, remember when 2020 happened, the pandemic happened,
Mhm.
suddenly the organizations who used to have some 10 20 VPN accounts, suddenly that jumped to 600 700 VPN account,
Mm,
everybody got a VPN account. But
exactly.
when we reached to 2021 2022, uh, the IT team saw that, okay, VPN is not going to be a sustainable way of running it. Slowly the SD-WAN movement happened. Like that, technologies come and go, but what kind of technologies that you feel are to be very promising in future?
Right. See, some of the technology which I see to adopt the observability in the better way, or the ITops to be enhancing it, I use Wi-Fi 6 is going to be next important one. And then you could see quantum computing that's also coming up in a big way. But I want to touch base on some of our cloud native technologies. The recent past, those technologies we have been adopting in a better manner, so that those technologies, when we adopt, the visibility and the transparency is more. From a DevOps perspective as well, I could see this CI/CD, continuous integration and then continuous deployment, is going to be a next adoption to accelerate ITOps.
Spoke something about the observability in this sense. So keeping that digital transformation as the goal, because everybody want to move on, right? Move to the technology that is available right now, be up to date. Otherwise you're out of the business, right? So when the digital transformation is my goal, what is this observability is going to play as a key function to give the outcomes? What kind of outcomes I can expect from this full stack observability, rather I would say? What kind of outcomes I would expect out of it?
Hey, when we adopt observability, the number one point which I will always um, think, and then this is what I also experience, is a holistic visibility. Right today, when we use the traditional method of doing it, it's in a siloed manner, and then you don't have a greater visibility uh, on to want to measure from an unknown aspect. Say, for example, there is a monitoring tool. Yeah, you know what is that you're looking for, and then you can always go and then uh, get the results. But then, from an unknown perspective, when you are not expecting there, how do you observe it, right? That is what the full stack observability is going to help you in giving it. Say, for example, from the application side till the back end, and then the user experience is what put together a complete view on that IT infrastructure is going to be really achievable. Second thing is, while we are in this journey, we are going to collect data from each and every layer, and that brings a greater data-driven decision making in place, because with those data we can easily achieve, because those are facts which is always accumulated in our environment. We are going to use it, and we are going to take decisions rather than to go with the qualitative or quantitative methodology. That is the second point which I will be talking about. The third thing is about in with respect to any reference, right? Time to resolve, or how do we troubleshoot it? That is going to bring a different way of aspect.
In fact, I was going through some of the reports, some of the things that our prestigious Gartner, Forrester, the analysts that we know of, what they emphasize is that you should move on from the traditional way of doing monitoring, like CPU, memory, hard drive, some performance metrics. Uh, you should move from that to a more value driven system where you can actually achieve better business outcomes, better decision making. Example, uh, when you have this business moving from on prem to cloud, though you still have on prem, uh, you
Mhm.
move into the cloud, but your business is also growing. So you should have the elasticity to spend accordingly. You should increase or decrease the amount of spending that you do. So business outcome depends on how is your investment is. So these analysts, they emphasize towards this area, that your monitoring aspect should move from traditional way to more value driven way. So this observability is the way to go, that we understand from these analysts as well. Now I would like to know from you that uh, can you give some examples, real world examples, about how this observability has helped organizations practically to achieve this business outcomes, value driven business outcomes?
Great. Hey, the recent articles where I have learned, at least I have been go through it, I could see Gartner by 2026, um, they say that 30 to 40% of enterprise, they might be adopting for the key initiative, they might be going for observability, right?
Mhm.
Adoption techniques. So I would say the important aspect over here is to, if you see your data quality, right? The gathering of data quality has increased tremendously. When you see there won't be any data, missing data, unusual data ingestions, every other capturing, every other problem statement would be captured when we adopt this observability as a technology, and uh, preparing for our challenges, right? We can always create a mindset for people. How are we going to be prepared for challenges? Say, for example, if there is an incident, how am I going to respond towards it with the data which I've collected? That is going to be one of the key things. And then FinOps, say, for example, we have been spending a lot more in the cloud environment and the on-premises and everything. But what's the value addition that I'm going to bring in? And what is the optimization that I can bring in to my organization that can be fantastically done when we use observability as a technology? And say, when we work with different other teams, say for example IT team or the DevOps team, we need to give a platform for them to collaborate actively and strengthen the process, right? Observability will really help you to get into the kind of collaboration and then move forward on it.
I get it. Your identification of the problem, acting on the problem, everything becomes faster when there is a better collaboration of data. That's
Mhm.
the value we are going to get. Am I right, sir?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Now, something, the hype thing. Let's bring the AI into this conversation. I was excited about it because we all know that the AI is in its peak of the hype, I think. So, bringing AI into this observability or monitoring or understanding how my business is going on, when I bring the AI, how should an organization leverage the power of AI towards this observability, towards this IT infrastructure's capability? What should be the way to go with the AI in terms of this observability?
When I use AI, I would say this capacity planning and optimization is really going to be a very easy factor. In fact, it is going to be very clearly understandable what is that it is and how much resource are we going to use. There are a lot more technologies and um, algorithms is there in place. You can understand it and then quickly optimize it. That is number one of the use cases in a multi-cloud environment, right? Right now, every other organization is using all those three platforms: GCP, Google, or AWS, or Azure. How do we go ahead and then see a seamless integration, or how do we understand the threat landscape of all these things? And then when we use observability and plus AI is also powered on those things, you should be in a position to adopt all these technologies, and then it can give a very easy way of understanding what happens in every environment in one holistic view.
So AI got the power to help us in a lot of ways, as you mentioned. Now let me come back to the topic that you raised a while ago about the incident management and response towards the problems that happen. Um, how this observability is going to empower the incident response team that we got? How is it going to empower them to take quick decisions? Like, my perspective here is diagnosing a problem, one. Second, go ahead and troubleshoot it, resolve it. Third, eliminate the future problems as well. So there's a problem, you fix it now, and you do not want similar kind of problem again. So this is my incident response strategy, right? So problem, diagnose, fix, and then don't let the same problem happen again. So how is this incident response scenario going to mix up with this observability and empower it? What's the strategy behind it?
When we use observability, that kind of information is already in place to supply those information into the system and identify, say, for example, there is a user who faces a Wi-Fi issue inside the organization, and then how many times it has been affected and how long he has been suffering from this problem, right? And then is it because of hardware issues or because of signal issues? All these parameters can be identified with if we integrate observability solution with the incident response management solution, and that is how it can quickly be addressed, and you can always provide not a just point in time solution. You can also look forward for how do we address a solution completely, and what are the other categories, what are other things that has been faced by different other people inside the organization. That would be one of the example which I would like to state as it here.
So, can you give me some key metrics that an organization should look for to achieve through this observability? For example, the KPIs for every industry, there could be some KPIs. What should be some of the key metrics that an organization should look for to achieve through this observability?
If you go out of a domain, say for example, industry specifics, if you go to a financial industry, we can talk. Financial industry is always revolving around compliance and security aspects, how well they have been performing in terms of PCI DSS. And when it comes to talking about healthcare industry, you can talk about regulations on a HIPAA or a high trust. You can use measures or key metrics towards those domains as well.
Now, let me put myself in the end user's perspective. Example, let's say I spend 1.5 hour searching for something in Amazon or some e-commerce site, and then when I get in, I make a payment, the payment fails. I lose my trust. I'm not going to do that
Yeah.
again there.
Yeah.
But if you see from the e-commerce the company's perspective, they lost a customer, right? So in this perspective, how this observability is going to contribute towards uh, improving the end user experience, the UX part, what all the things that the observability is going to feed into the IT team, the DevOps, that they can ultimately help improve the end user's experience.
From a traditional methodology, there is enough time will be spent and by each and every team where it has gone wrong, be it a connectivity issue from a user end or how is this, right? That's when these kind of solutions, observability is going to really giving a helping hand to understand and identify where exactly was the problem. Is the problem originated from the end user end? Yeah, you need to go ahead and then understand what exactly has happened on the edge device, right? And what the request has been coming through, and then is it aborted at their end or at the system end, right? So that's when you go by layer, or you can just move on to the connectivity from our side of a custom, our side of a server end, whether is there a server problem or the server was not having a lot more capacity and resources because of which the connection got aborted, or where exactly was the problem? Was it a problem at the server end, which is kind of not, it's a timeout issue. These things can be easily achievable when we use observability, because each and every layer has got its own data gathering information, logs are there, traces are there. With the help of these things, you can easily identify where exactly is the problem. That is the user experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody listening to this can connect themselves to IRCTC right now from this answer. All right. So now there are so many observability vendors, observability tool vendors in the market. Now I would like to bring this topic that when we go ahead and try to adopt to an observability solution, there are two type of observability tools available as far as my knowledge. One, which is called an observability platform. The other one is observability tools. Now, the observability platform, that is more towards connecting to multiple tools from different vendors and then orchestrating something just as a visual thing, and it doesn't have its own capability or something. The other one is little different, it has its own capability. Now with respect to this cost effectiveness, when we are into this observability as a technology which is going to give us more value, more like less TTR, troubleshooting time period, more collaboration assistance with my incidents response team, it has all these things available. Now how do you put it in your perspective that which side of this is better, more cost effective, an observability platform or observability tools itself?
Both the platform as well as the standalone products or tools has got its both pros and cons, right? So when we talk about observability platform, it has got a great integration and brings a lot more things at one view, right? A holistic view has also been achieved there as well. But then when you go for sometimes when you go for standard tools, powering the standard tools, because tools always is meant for solving some of the important issue, right? Not everyone will be in a position to adopt a platform environment, whereas with respect to tool or a standalone product, you can always understand why am I getting this product and what is the ROI for me to get this product. Have I got it? Have I achieved by getting this product? Is my problem is solved or not? That is easily measurable than compared to a integration of platform. Of course, platform has got a lot more visibility, lot more advantages, but it takes time for a platform to get integrated with all the application rather than to bring a standard tools. So I would always bet on a tools perspective, which can be powered. Say, for example, we use ops manager in my environment, we use ticketing system in my environment. Imagine that if these information or the application is being powered already by AI,
Mhm.
that will give a lot more visibility for me to solve most of our problems than to bring another third-party tool for solving these kind of problems would not be in a longer run. That would be very, very difficult for us to achieve it. At the same time, if we bring a standalone tool, having the data pumped in, the record data pumped in, and then solving most of our problems using AI would be always greater aspect, greater approaches, my view.
Thank you, sir. So if an organization is evaluating, um, any evaluation is going on with regards to observability tools or platforms, um, there should be some benchmarks, some checkboxes. What, as per you, what all those checkboxes should be marked?
As the IT leader, most of the times my team and myself have been involved in this kind of engagements. Number one, first is it should have a capability of doing a POC, a proof of concept, where we try the product, get our hands dirty, and understand what exactly this is going to solve for us. Right? That is number one, and it should also bring aspect of how quickly it can integrate with different other applications as well. Right? That is number two. Number three is about pricing. When I say affordable price, of course, it depends on the number of licenses they're going to procure in. But then, what is the problem they're going to solve? What is the risk they're going to solve versus what is the investment cost on it, right? And what are various things that you can offer them would be really helpful. And then moreover, as I said, POC would really help them to understand what kind of results they'll be achieving in the long run, and then what they can show to the management.
I understand that's a valuable point to make a note of, that these are the pointers that I have to mark before making a decision. Now, I have one last question before we end this conversation. So, the whole soul of this conversation was towards like how to become more proactive rather sitting and doing the tickets all the day as reactive, giving more value to my IT team so that they are not spending 80% of their day-to-day time going and fixing level one issues. Rather, the tool can take care of those kind of things, and giving them more breathing time to plan, evaluate, and procure things which can make them more proactive with regards to future disasters. So, as per you, as per your organization, what innovative approaches that you would want your organization to employ to optimize the IT ops, enhance the resilience, quickly jump back, and stay ahead of this potential disruptions that may happen in the future? What would you want your organization to do?
We need to be aligning on our IT goals with respect to business objectives. What is that we are going to help in terms of bringing it a success metric? That is number one. Number two is prioritize full stack observability in each and every layer. As we've been, this is a journey, right? This is not just one point in solution, and then we are going to achieve success. Rather, we are going to look at each and every full stack or the complete stack of it, being from a development aspects, from a user to until the end user experience wise, where exactly the data could be collected and how well we can improvise it, and then how can we go ahead and do a prioritization within the full stack observability is a key metric for us. Perspective of innovation and creativity, it's about how many things that we internally trying it and keep trying different things to achieve the great results, right? Not the traditional one. That is the only way of differentiating ourselves in the crowd and with the competitor and with everyone, right? That kind of things we can be in a position to achieve only when we know what is our data and how can we go ahead and use it. And that is what we have been using it in our organization and to all of our end clients. We understand the business problem, and then we try using our own algorithms and mathematical skills, and we use some of our technology like kind of observability and give a great solutions and outcomes to them.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much for all these clarity on my questions. I'm pretty sure everybody would have taken really good advice on these points. Thank you so much for joining me, sir, today, and thank you everyone for listening to us. I wish you, all of you, a happy new year and new challenges. We are there to tackle them. So, yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you.
Okay.